Hey guys, and welcome to a new video. Today I'm going to be doing the second part of the Forgotten Hats type video because a lot of you are pointing out that my choices for these Forgotten Hats were rubbish and that you see a lot of these hats everywhere, and the Balloonicorn I couldn't see mainly because I was not in Pyrovision, which is fair enough because I stopped wearing that. And yeah, so I've decided to pick some more forgotten hats that are much more forgotten and you might not even know some of them exist. And you guys have suggested quite a lot of hats as well, so some of them have made it onto the list. And yeah, thank you for all of the awesome support on that video. That's done immensely well for some reason. But yeah, let's see if we can get the same amount of support on this one, and it will be absolutely incredible. So for the Scout, we have the Void Monk hair. Now this is something that was suggested to me quite a lot, and honestly I completely forgot it existed as well. I mean, I looked at it when I was making the first one and thought, there's going to be quite a few people who actually use that, so I didn't put it in. But then as I was looking around for hats in pubs and stuff like that, I couldn't see any, and I thought, you know what, this will be good for the second video. And it does look quite cool, but it's like something that wouldn't suit a lot of other cosmetics in this game, unfortunately. But even then, it looks quite good by itself, I think. Next up, for the soldier, we have the Stahl Helm. If I said that right, I probably said it wrong. But yeah, like, I can kind of see why this one kind of got forgotten. Mainly because it looks very, very similar to his actual helmet. And there's not a lot of noticeable differences, unless you look quite closely at it, that you can see for this helmet. Instead, like, it's the same size, it's the same shape, and like the color is slightly different, and there's a logo on it. That's pretty much all that's changed with this hat, which is kind of why it's been left there and forgotten about, because, you know, it's not different enough to be noticed in pubs and stuff like that. Next up, for the Pyro, we have the Bone Dome. Now, a lot of you pointed out that the Air Raider is used a lot by Muselk in all of his videos, so, you know, that's not really forgotten at all. So, I haven't seen many people wear the Bone Dome recently, or, like, I have been looking in pubs since making this video. It's weird, but I've been actually looking around for hats that people aren't wearing in pubs, and it's ridiculous. Like, I've not noticed any Bone Domes. Like, there might have been one, but that isn't nearly as much as some of the other hats I've seen. And I haven't seen one of these hats in game since I owned one to trade away, and that was pretty much it. I think honestly the hat looks pretty nice. It's like decent, but it's not the best. But yeah, I'd probably use it if I got a nice one, I guess. Next up, for the demo, we have the Pirate Bandana. Now, this hat has been forgotten because it's just not like the nicest hat for demo. Like, it's not horrific, like really, really bad, but it's not really good either. Like, it looks okay. It's like, I don't know, there's just not enough about it to make me want to, you know, buy one and spend quite a lot of money on an unusual one. There are unusual ones out there. They are cheap because the hat's not very well liked and not a lot of people use it. So it's kind of been left and forgotten. And for the heavy, I have chosen the Pilotka. I probably said that really, really wrong, but you know what? We're going to roll with it. And this hat is so small on the heavy, you will never notice it ever, unless you are looking for it and you know the heavy owns one of them and is wearing it. Like, it's really, really small, and it's kind of like an army hat, I guess. I've literally just rendered the animation for it as I'm making this clip, and like, it's just not the best hat, and it just doesn't look that nice. Well, actually, it looks decent, but it's too small to be noticeable, and like, to warrant the fact that it takes up a whole cosmetic slot. Whereas you can put something much more noticeable and much more awesome on that cosmetic slot instead. For the engineer, we have the virtual reality headset. Now, this used to be quite a cool hat back in the day when it was like first released and stuff like that. But since then, there have been so much better hats being added to the NG that a lot of people have completely forgotten this thing existed and they just don't want to use it anymore. It's not a bad looking hat by any means, but it's just not keeping up with the cooler looks of the more popular hats for the NG and some of the newer stuff that has been added in that are all in sets and make the NG look good. But yeah, it's not that bad of a hat. For the medic, we have the Baron von Havener plate. I've probably said that wrong. These names are really difficult to pronounce, okay? I'm not good at that. But yeah, like, it's a really weird hat for the medic. Like, not a lot of people know it existed. It was just kind of added at a weird time. It didn't look good enough to overtake many of the medic hats that were already out. And a lot of these new medic hats actually look pretty good as well, which means that even less people are going to be noticing this hat as a thing and actually wanting to use it over all of the other better options for the medic. And that's been basically the same with all of the hats in this list, because they just don't compete with the other cosmetics. Next up, for the sniper, we have the Stovepipe Sniper Shaco. Now, I absolutely adored this hat when I used to own one, and that used to be my main sniper hat. And I completely forgot this thing existed because there's been new hats being added into the game. I've gained better looking unusuals for sniper while trading, so I've been using the Swagman Swatter I had for the longest time now, and after selling that, there were better cosmetics in the game, so I forgot about the Sniper Shaker and went to something else. Honestly, I don't know why I love this hat so much. I just do. It's kind of one of those things that brings back loads of memories of when I first started playing TF2, and that was the hat I used to use all the time on Sniper. And I don't know, man, it's just amazing to me. I really, really like it. For the spy, I have chosen the Aviators Assassin. Now, I've chosen this mainly because there aren't that many spy hats that don't get used. And that's why it's so difficult to think of one to put in these types of videos, because so many of them are used because they all look very similar in their color scheme, in their general theme, like they're all like suit coats or whatever, suit jackets I meant to say, or like nice fancy hats. Now, this kind of sticks out a lot from the other spy hats, and this used to be the biggest thing that was added into TF2 when somebody unboxed an unusual Scorching Flames one, and that was about 2 years ago, and since then, I haven't heard of it. I haven't really heard about it. I haven't seen it on Outposts that often. I haven't seen it in servers of people actually looking to buy one of these, and I haven't owned one in ages, but like just 2 years ago, this hat was everywhere. I couldn't see a spy without seeing somebody like this. Like, Strife made a video on somebody unboxing a Scorching one of these, and God, it was just everywhere. And now it's nowhere. And I don't know why. Well, I do know why, but whatever. Now, I've come to a similar problem with the all-class hats, and that is the fact that a lot of people use a lot of different hats in this category. Like, a lot of people like to use hats that can be used on every single class because they only pay for one hat and they use it on 9. And so I've decided to pick something that is kind of themed, so it's only really seen in that time of year, and that is the Ebony Xur. So this hat is only really used around Christmas. This used to be a really expensive promo item, and now it's actually quite cheap, mainly because loads of other Christmas TF2 items have come into the game and kind of replaced it. Now, if I actually do have a look on backpack.tf, I will see that it is quite cheap compared to the 11 to 14 keys it used to be. Like, that's insane how much that's gone down. So, Eben is 11.88 ref. Now, that is ridiculous compared to the fact it used to be 11 keys or something like that. And honestly, it's not a bad looking hat. It's quite a nice design. I believe it's Ebenezer Scrooge's hat, which is why it's called Ebenezer. That would make sense. But yeah, like, it's a pretty decent looking hat. It's just, it's old now, and there's better Christmas items out, I guess. But I'm going to probably try and get one and wear it a bit this Christmas, mainly because I want to bring the hat back a little bit. I don't know. I just kind of feel like wearing it. I don't know. I probably won't. I'll probably just forget I said this and just not bother. Whatever. So that is pretty much the end of the list now. There are just a few things I need to say before this video ends, and one of them is the fact that I just want to thank you guys for all of the suggestions for this video, because you guys have given me so many like different ideas for hats to include, so many different things to improve the video on, and yeah, like a lot of these hats I didn't or that you guys suggested, I didn't include because they were either robo hats or you can't actually obtain them. I wanted to make this series about hats that are in the game that you can still get and actually look quite nice at the same time. I didn't want to add robo hats to this list because while a lot of them do look nice, most people don't like them. So I wanted to add hats that are normal and look good, and some of these also have unusual forms as well. So if you're a little bit more wealthy, then you can go and treat yourself to one of them. So yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to say actually. But once again, thank you for watching this video. Thank you for all of the awesome support recently. It's been insane. We might actually be able to hit 20k by Christmas, and that would just be absolutely nuts. So if you do have a friend that isn't subscribed and might like these types of videos that I make, then please let them know, because it would be absolutely incredible to hit 20,000 by Christmas. And I've got a lot of big things planned for December and a lot of things planned for Christmas as well. And there's going to be so much awesome content on this channel. I hope you all do enjoy that when it comes out. And I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye.